Welcome, my lovely YouTube yogis. So today I have a class for you looking at how we step up to the front of the mat. You may have had teachers telling you hop or jump to the top of the mat, and this can be quite tricky. So today we're going to be looking at that. So you're going to need whatever you can get hold of, really. I've got some blocks here, but if you don't have this many blocks, go and get yourself some nice thick books, as long as they don't have slippy covers, because we're going to be standing on them. All right, so you just need your mat and something to stand on today. Before we get going though, I've got a couple of announcements to make. You may know that I've now got an online Kula membership platform going. Lots of lovely people over there, and just to announce to you a few dates, I've written them down here. So we've got a book club. Our first book club, a yoga book club, is on Monday the 17th of January at 8 p.m. GMT. And I'll be moving the times around to suit different time zones over the year, but that's the first book club. And the second book club will be on the 21st of February. The first book club, we're going to kind of set the scene. I'll give out a book and we can have a chat and connect, and then we'll read it, and our first sort of chat about a book itself will be on the 21st of February. We've also did a workshop last night. That's up on the Kula membership if you didn't catch it live. And on the 16th of February, we're going to be doing another workshop, our second workshop, and that's going to be on back care, looking after your back in yoga. And then, in fact, the last announcement is every quarter my Kula get a online mini retreat, and that's going to be on the 4th of March. So I'm going to design some lovely restorative yoga online, so you get to do it live streamed all at home. It's all via Zoom, so I can see you. So do click on the link below and see what's involved in the Kula, that membership. I get to actually speak to you and see you, and you get access to over 200 recorded classes, and they're much longer than they are here on YouTube. So I hope you can join me. Anyway, that's all done now. Go and get your blocks and let's begin looking at this stepping or jumping up. Okay, so start by sitting towards the back of your mat, and let's just take a moment to settle in. Take your shoulders back, lift your face a little bit, close your eyes and settle into a deeper, slower breath. So that your mind lands on your mat, you can be more focused. Maybe listen to some different instructions, different ideas, and be ready to receive. Well done. Bring your hands to your heart center, and we'll seal in with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Blink open your eyes. Namaste and welcome. Well done. Let's start by coming onto all fours, spreading your hands nice and wide, and just giving a couple of cat-cows to your spine. And then let's push back and down. Lovely long stretch into a child's pose. Well done. And then tuck your toes, lift your booty, downward facing dog. So the first time we step up today, let's just pedal the legs out a couple of times. And the simplest way of stepping up towards your hands would be to take some little baby steps, right, left, all the way up. And if you can keep your palms flat for as long as you can until you can't, and then come up onto your fingertips, or use blocks like arm extenders to help you. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bow, and then inhale, come all the way up to standing, and exhale, hands to your heart center. Well done. Okay, inhale, reach, exhale and bow. Bring your fingertips to the mat or to blocks. I'm going to pop my blocks aside. Step the left leg back and bring the left knee down to the mat. So just a quick recap as to why it's so important that the foot comes underneath the knee. This is where your shin bone and your tibia can take most of the load. And if we overshoot, so in other words, when we're stepping up, if we don't step the foot up enough, the knee overshoots. Obviously, you can bend the knee like that, but it puts more load on this knee joint. And many of us either have niggles in the knee and we want to protect that. So having the foot right underneath the knee will look after it. So how do you get that step up? Okay, step back to downward facing dog. So one way we can do this is come onto our fingertips. So if you see, if I rise up onto my left fingertips, this gives me more space. Pick up the left leg, give it a little bit of momentum, draw it into your tummy, and then step the foot up. And you can go wide to start with and heel toe it into the middle. Another option here is if it comes halfway, use your hand, help it come up. And then bring the back knee down. Inhale, reach up to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, peel down. Let's try that on the other side. So step your left leg back. And this is maybe where you'll stop. Come onto your right fingertips. This is not going to be enough practice for very many people. Lift the right leg up and either step it up to the side or halfway. Help it. You could even bring the back knee down and bring it forward just to get that ankle underneath the knee. Really important. Inhale, reach up. Then you are happily into your Anjaneyasana. Cheese. Okay, and then exhale. Bring the hands down. Downward facing dog. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, little cobra, just to start, I think. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. In and out. In and out. Oh, really enjoy those. One more. Okay. Now, instead of stepping or doing lots of baby steps now, or the one step and then the other, maybe you want to try this. Bending your knees, step, hop, and jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. But that can be tricky. And I see this a lot. We've been doing this in my classes this week. I see this a lot. We jump up, keep the bum low, and the idea of just bringing the feet forward, and then we come into kind of a squat. Ideally, we want to jump straight to Uttanasana. Okay, so step back to your downward facing dog, my yogis. And then come down to your knees. You're going to take your blocks. Okay, so I've got these 2 like little bricks. You could have books. You could even have something with like sandbags or cardigans rolled up, but they want to have a little bit of height. The reason being is I want you to get the idea or the feeling that you're not just going forward, you actually have to have some lift in your tummy. So before we do this, bring your bum to the mat, over the blocks. Bring your hands underneath your thighs. We're going to do Navasana, so lean back, lift, and you can stay here. Can you feel that work going on in your tummy? This is the feeling, the lift in your tummy you want as you jump forward. You'll get more of it if you release your hands, and even more of it if you lift your legs. There you go. Feel that? That lift, that sucking in of your belly, is what you want to feel as you jump forward. So remember that, plant it in your brain. You felt it? Connected it? Yes, Sarah. Everyone's saying, yes, Sarah, please, Sarah, stop, Sarah. And then bring your legs down. So lift in the tummy. Okay, so now come to downward facing dog and look how I've arranged my blocks. So in downward facing dog, I'm going to bring, so it's about one block away from my toes. You might want to pause the video to set yourself up. And then I've got about another space of another yoga block and block number 2. You could have a third one up here. All right. So from here, you're going to bend your knees, and instead of just trying to blindly jump forward and slam your feet forward, bend your knees. Feel that lift in your tummy like Navasana, and lift your booty up. If you had a little tail, a little monkey tail, it's like someone's pulling you up by your monkey tail or a puppet on your tailbone. Okay, bounce, 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 and lift up and jump onto block number, this is block number 1, block number 2. Bend your knees and jump up onto block number 1. Boing. Boing. Try that again. Boing. Feel how you have to lift up. Boing. 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 Now this might be where your work is. Boing. If you can't quite get up here, keep practicing this hop and down. One more for me, hop and down, and then take a breather. All right, so if you're doing that quite easily, we can move on to block number, dealing with block number 2. You ready? So we're going to clear number 1 and jump onto number 2. Bend the knees so you've got some spring. Lift your booty up to number 2. Back you go. Keep doing that. Hop and back. And I find if you go hop, make a noise, hop, and back, hop, and back. Do that as many times as you need to get that feeling. Okay? Hope you're having fun with that. You could pause the video and do number 1, number 2, or move it up to number 3. You ready? Now, so don't worry if you end up kicking the block, because they're quite nice and light. That's why you need something light. It won't hurt you. Be careful if you have those big heavy cork blocks. If you kick those, it might hurt a little bit. So if I kick these, you can see it's very light. It's not going to hurt anybody. All right? So block number 3, I'm going to tuck my shirt in. This is now block number 3 because I moved it up, okay? So I'm going to bend my knees. I hope this goes well because it's on video. Bend your knees. Hop to block 3. Hop. Back I go. Hop. See how if I come onto my fingertips, that gives me a little bit more height. Hop. 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 And then if you manage to do 3, maybe you can jump over and clear both. Hop. Oops, I took my feet to the side. Did you see I cheated? Hop. 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 Well done. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come up to standing. I don't know about you, but I can really feel my heart rate there. Everything's lifted, so stand in Tadasana a while. Who says yoga's not aerobic? And catch your breath. So that's a little bit of training for you to do, a little practicing for you to do. Then there's one more little trick I've got for you. This is takes it on another level. So if you're level 1 beginner, maybe skip this bit. But take yourself a nice long yoga strap. These are 2-meter straps here. And you're going to step through it, sitting down on your mat. Okay, and you can see I've got the body of the strap right underneath my shoulder blades, and I'm going to hook it over right into the toe mounds of my feet. All right, so not the arches, the toe mound. And I'm going to tighten that up quite a lot. This is going to help you feel that lift in your tummy, another way to train with nice straight legs. So this kind of is like Uttanasana, isn't it? But I'm seated. So take your blocks underneath you. Push your toes into the straps. Really get energized in the feet. So I'm just reorganizing it there. Press into it. Press into your hands. And then see if you can lift on up like a seesaw. I'm really having to use my tummy to do this. And pushing out through my feet. And again, that's that sensation that you want when you jump up. So you could try doing Navasana and a few jump ups. You could try doing this Lolasana variation and a few jump ups, and see if you start to see some progress with jumping up. Please do let me know how you get on. I'd love to know. Please put a like in the video if you like this. Obviously make sure you subscribe to the channel, and put into the comments how you found this, whether it's easy or hard or any questions, and we'll see if we can progress it. I'd love to hear how you get on. All right, have a beautiful week, YouTubers. Namaste.